Assalamu alaikum. Have you ever watched Egyptians having a conversation and you felt completely locked out? Or struggled to connect with Egyptian family members because of a language barrier? What if I told you that most courses and language books teach you academic Arabic that even locals don't really use? There's a method that helped over 1,500 people have a basic conversation within just 7 days. It's not about memorizing vocabulary or drilling grammar rules. It's about something fundamentally different than traditional language education. Ahlan biku, I am Mahmoud and my students call me Mimo. I grew up in England speaking both Egyptian Arabic and English, of course, which gives me a unique perspective on how the two languages connect. Even though I have a degree in engineering, I've always been fascinated by languages, and I always had a simple question in the back of my mind. Why do so many intelligent people struggle with learning a language when kids can just pick it up effortlessly? And the answer I found out changed everything. I discovered that traditional language learning is only good for taking a test, something academic. However, it's not really that good when you really want to speak the language. You want to speak to the locals of that language. And I know you've been through this yourself. And I've met many students who studied Arabic for years and years. And once they go visit an Arabic-speaking country or Egypt, which is my country, they are completely shocked because it's so different than what they've been studying. So when I realized this, I had to develop a different approach. An approach that mirrors how we acquire languages as children. And the results have been remarkable. Now let's be honest, why don't traditional Arabic courses work for you? It's because they focus on standard Arabic, which is very different than what people speak. You get overwhelmed with complex grammar rules, memorizing so many words, and they are structured for classroom settings, not for real life settings. And that's why you can study for months, even years, and still freeze up when you're trying to order a simple sandwich in Egypt. Or maybe when you're trying to chat with your relatives, your Egyptian relatives. I've seen many students who took many courses, studied for months and years, and they're still struggling to have a basic conversation with their Egyptian family or relatives or friends. And of course, I can imagine how that makes you feel. It makes you feel embarrassed, discouraged, even mad. And the truth is, it's not your fault, because you didn't know is not designed for actual conversations. So, the solution isn't studying more, it's studying differently. So how do Egyptian children learn Egyptian Arabic? Is it through studying? No, it's through immersion, context, necessity. And that's exactly what I do with my Egyptian for Beginners course. Instead of memorizing rules, I focus on high leverage phrases that Egyptians use daily. And here's how it transforms your learning. First, you start recognizing patterns through repeated exposure, and not through rigid explanation, and not through rigid memorization. Two, you start responding with simple phrases. And before you realize it, you're understanding and having a basic conversation in Egyptian Arabic, which of course will boost your confidence, because I know this is also another problem that people have. Now, this approach works because it naturally aligns with how your brain works when it comes to languages. It doesn't matter how smart you are or how hard you work. It's about following the natural system. Now, I understand if you're skeptical. After all, you've probably tried many other courses before. But consider this. Around 1,500 students have tried this approach and are now speaking Egyptian Arabic at different levels. Now let's look at what Elena said here. Elena, who was initially afraid of Arabic, I stopped being fearful about Arabic. His tips come from years of experience with his own teaching method. It's incomparable. You truly get what it promises. Now let's see what Flora said. Flora, who calls herself lazy when it comes to studying, admits Every video lesson is easily explained. You can revisit them whenever you need to. And if I can do it, so can you. Now let's see what Jay said, who is a Swiss expat living in Egypt. No book or internet source teaches and analyzes Egyptian Arabic like you do. The phrases you teach actually appear in everyday conversations. And Anne said, his materials and method are very easy to understand. He has the perfect teaching style for my needs and ensures his students reach their best potential. Of course, those people are not linguistic geniuses. They're normal people who found a system that works for them. Now imagine how different your life will be once you start speaking Egyptian Arabic. You'll be able to navigate the streets of Cairo, speak to locals, order food, speak to your relatives. It'll be a completely different experience. You won't be the tourist who feels left out, doesn't know what's happening around them anymore. You'll be able to strengthen your bonds with your Egyptian friends and family, connect with them on a deeper level, because when you speak someone's language, you speak to their hearts, not to their minds. And it's something you can feel so proud about. Imagine understanding the jokes. Egyptians are funny. We like to joke around all the time. These cultural references and what actually makes Egyptians special. And this transformation happens faster than you think. After just 1 week, once you learn the basics, you'll be able to have a very simple and fruitful conversation with Egyptians. And imagine when you learn more and more and more in the future. Today, you can access this entire system through my 7-lesson course, Egyptian Arabic for Beginners. This isn't just another language course. Now, it gets you to speak authentic Egyptian Arabic, not formal Arabic. It focuses on the most useful phrases that you will use every day, and it guides you through a natural learning process that goes with your brain, and it works for any age or background, even if you had previous bad experiences. And the entire system is available right now at a huge discount. This is your chance to join over 1,500 people who transform their relationship with Egyptian Arabic. Click the button below and gain instant access to Egyptian Arabic for Beginners and start having real conversations within days. Now the question is, when you visit Egypt and you're confidently speaking Egyptian Arabic, are you going to remember the moment you took your first step with me?